Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel today. Thank you for joining me once again on my way to work. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you're enjoying the football at the moment and the lovely sunshine. And we're gonna get into Arsenal today. So obviously we have our biggest game of the season once again. Last week was the biggest game of the season last season was one of the biggest games in our history, and tonight probably eclipse that one, because tonight it could all come crumbling down for nothing, or we can basically double down and really show everyone that we are here for Europe this season. Of course I'm talking about the Arsenal Real Madrid second leg now, and I think every Arsenal fan fears the worst but doesn't expect it, if that makes sense. Now I think back in the day when we were thinking of like Barcelona, Bayern Munich's, when we played them, we probably thought, oh, we probably expect to lose the away leg. I don't expect to lose this away leg. Oh, what? Fucking stupid bus driver. He's literally meant to give way to all oncoming traffic. He's just moaned for me going past him. Like, what? I don't have to let him out. Honestly. Some people. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get into this. So, what are the chances of just do come back? What can Arsenal do to prevent it? Can they prevent it? That's one of the questions I think we've been looking at. I think Arsenal need to be very careful and look at need to look at Aston Villa and Borussia Dortmund's fixtures that they just played, because those were very close games in the end. Actually, Dortmund, you could say maybe less so, but Dortmund had a lot of chances. So we're going to get into that for the future of the competition. We're going to talk about who's going to win it as well. Maybe in this video, maybe we might do a quick one in the next one. But Arsenal obviously have got to play at the Bernabeu tonight, and Jude Bellingham's been doing interviews, whatever, the pre-match interviews, and saying like, everyone thinks we're going to come back. It's a nice atmosphere to have. Remontada's been the biggest word used so far this week there. Ooh, fucking hell. So, 1 second. Put over this, guys. Oh, Jesus, I've just seen my traffic. I'm going around the back way. Lord have mercy, what's going on London today? You won't be able to see this on my camera, but Lord have mercy, the traffic is mental. Cool, we're going back way. Anyway, let's get into this properly. Yes, so, we'll quickly talk on we'll get into the Arsenal. I'm going all over the place right now, because this morning's been all over the place for me right now. So bear with me, guys. Yes, Arsenal, Bernabeu, roof's closed. Rice cooks better with the lid on. That's what everyone's been saying. So, I don't think we're going to lose this game. I can't lie. I think we definitely score in this game. I'm looking at it and I just think Saka is definitely going to do something in the Bernabeu. I think the defence is just so shaky for Madrid, and I don't know who they're gonna. They pretty much start with the same team. I'm pretty sure. I think Tchouaméni can come in for Camavinga, because Tchouaméni was suspended for the first leg, but he's available now, I'm pretty sure. So they'll probably go with the same midfield. But if I was them, maybe you'd go Valverde and Tchouaméni in the midfield and drop Modric. Simply because the energy in our midfield, we just outran them in that first game. Like, it was 3-on-2 a lot of the time in there. And I think the key for Arsenal tonight is basically going to be survive the first 15 minutes. I think you survive the first 15 and we build confidence from there, and then the first goal is so crucial. If we get the first goal, the tie is dead. Like, the tie is dead in the water. If Madrid get the first goal in the first half, you do put the tails up a little bit. That's the thing. That's what I don't like. You do put the tails up a little bit and you give them a glimmer of hope. But I think what we need to do in those situations is be brave. Obviously, we've still got a fairly inexperienced team in the Champions League in the grand scheme of things. So what we need to do is just make sure that they're brave and that they're told, like, look, do not play. If anything, you might want to play the occasion here. You know, you say to them, look, this is your chance to get into the semi-final of the Champions League. Don't mess around with it. Like, go take this opportunity. Forget who you're playing against. That's what this is one of the times where you say, play the occasion, not the team. Like, you're 3-0 up in the Champions League semi-final, quarter-final, sorry. This is your big chance to get to the semi-final in however many years for this club, like 20 years basically. Probably just a bit less than 20 years. Like, go and take it. Show everyone that you deserve to be on this stage. So that's what I think the message needs to be to them. But like I said, I have full confidence in these guys to go and get a goal. And I think if they can score a goal at the Bernabeu, the tide changes completely. Like, I think we can get more than one there. I think we could have got more than one last week against them. We've got to be careful though with how far we press up. I think Mbappe looked absolutely lethal last week in terms of the runs he was making behind, and you can't give him that space again because he will punish us this time. So it's a big test of mentality for us, I think, today. A big test of that bravery and the courage that we're meant to be having now. To show that backbone and just show, like, no, we're not going to give anything to these guys. And if anything, I wouldn't actually mind us if we sat deeper this game, because Madrid's big thing is they want to hit you on the counter in transition with Vinny and Mbappe. If you sit in against them and you get them to try and break you down, if they don't play Modric, they don't have that many creators on the pitch, you know. Tchouameni's more of a destroyer. Valverde's an excellent player. He's a world-class player, but he's more of a box-to-box. Yeah, he's more like a box-to-box traditional 8. He's not like a creative 8. He's not Luka Modric, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be yeah, cool. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see how we set up in this game. Like I said, I would love us to set up and just do a low block and frustrate them, because I think you can get some of these players booked, sent off, whatever. Like, if you just frustrate this team, because these guys are expecting to come back. Oh, excuse me. Bless me. Yeah, they're almost expecting to come back. So you got to nip that in the bud in the first 10 minutes. Shock them in the first 10, I'd say. Like, just to harass them, press them in that first 10 minutes. If you can get an early goal with that, perfect. And then after that, then you become more disciplined. You go, nah, cool, now we sit. We survive the first 10 minutes. You silence the crowd a bit, which is going to be huge at the Bernabeu. You've got to be able to get on the ball and play it and be brave, because that's the only way you're going to keep the crowd quiet. You know, I think Saka's going to be absolutely massive tonight. Just in terms of winning fouls, frustrating them, giving us an outlet. I think Martinelli's got a massive job on the other side. I think those two have got to be the outballs for us tonight. And then the midfield has got to be disciplined. We can't be letting Mbappe run off us, because last week he was dropping in the hole quite a bit and then running past the defence. Partey, while he had an excellent game last week, Mbappe did run off him a couple of times in that first half, which we need to be careful of. I think Rice might have to be a bit more disciplined this game and just sitting a bit more alongside Partey. Odegaard needs to have a big game to be able to hold that ball, which he struggled with last week at times. But like I said, I have faith in us. I think we've shown enough last week that we can recreate this week. And it's not like we're going to be playing against an entirely different Real Madrid side. Like, it's the same Madrid side basically. They can't make that many changes. They're coming off another poor result at the weekend, a 1-1 draw, I think it was. Oh no, I think they drew. No, they did. They won 2-1, I think, in the end. I think. Yeah, they won. Well, they won 1-0. There was a red card for each team, basically. Mbappe had a horror tackle. So yeah, again, they're not coming into it in great form, but at the end of the day, it is Real Madrid in the Champions League, so there's only so much. These guys are still human. It's not like these guys are superhumans. People are talking about them like, oh, they're definitely gonna come back. Blah blah blah. But it's like Arsenal have conceded 3 goals since Luton in, I think it was like December 2023. So then we've got a whole calendar year and another 3 months. So we've got 15, 16 months or whatever without conceding 3 goals in the game. And all of a sudden we're going to crumble to Real Madrid. It's like we've played against the top sides in that time. We've played against Liverpool's, we've played against Man City's, and we haven't crumbled. It's a different occasion now. It's a different sort of test, and it's one that we're going to have to pass with flying colours if we want to get through. But I'm saying, don't be surprised if we go and win. Sorry, don't be surprised if we go and draw like 1-1, 2-2. Like, I don't see us having no chances going forward here. I think we'll create some chances. I think we have to create some chances to put some fear and doubt into Real Madrid. I think if we go there and just sit and show nothing going forwards, like let's say the second half against Man City when we had 10 men. The one thing I do worry about is potential refereeing decisions. I think everyone knows that Real Madrid get some questionable decisions in their favour at times. I know there's been a lot of outcry even about Mbappe's tackle at the weekend, and they get him a 1-match ban. So he'll be back for El Clasico. So I see it, the Champions League especially, they've got some nice decisions before. So that's the only thing that I worry about really. I think if we play our game, we go through here, and I think that's the key part of it. In terms of who we got, it's the same as before. Who we got to watch out for? It's that 3 up front. Valverde from long shots. Vinny hasn't really done it, really, has he? I mean, I called him overrated in the last time we played them. Don't want to say I've been proved right, but he didn't do anything last game, and I know he's put some Instagram post up saying like 9 PM tomorrow, and it's like, if he does all this and then gets silenced by Timber again, which I think it's perfectly possible. I think Timber is one of he might even be our most solid defender. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I think he's so good. I think he's so underrated as well still. So I really, I'm enjoying that battle, and I have full faith in Timber once again to overcome him and just pocket him again. You'll find him in his pocket with some keys tonight. And then Skelly against Rodrigo again. It's going to be a different sort of test for him. He's going to have to be more disciplined tonight. I wonder if we go with the same tactics, trying to expose that left-hand side with Skelly inversing into midfield. It'll be interesting to see if we do that, because it worked a treat last time. It gave Rice loads of space. It gave Martinelli a one-on-one every time. So it'll be really interesting to see if we do that again. And also how attacking Timber goes in that fullback position. But I think you have to get Saka on the ball as much as you can again. I think David Alaba could not live with him last game. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing again tonight. So you've just got to get the ball to Saka and get him to take him on every single time. That's how it is. Like, whether or not, and then you got to have Marino in the box. I've submitted to Arteta's principles now, and I've given up. Marino he's cemented his place as our centre forward for the rest of the season. It's mental to say, but he has. So I think you just got to have faith now, and I back the boys. So fellow Arsenal fans watching this, we got to back our boys tonight, and it's going to happen. I'm convinced we are going to get through here with flying colours. I think if there's a little hiccup, there'll be a little hiccup in the first half. I think we'll get through. I think we'll definitely score, and I don't think we can see them 4 goals to Real Madrid. So, yeah. If you guys disagree, let me know down in the comments. You know how it is normally. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.